All right, so back here in Phoenix at ICI Incorporated, Innovative Creations, and that kind of coins what you guys do. You're very innovative in your product development, and the creations that you guys make are really driven by the voice of the customer and by current demand. So in your line of work here at ICI, you're in development and product. Talk to me about how you guys approach your product development. I know from what I've seen, it's very much a group effort, but talk to me in detail.
Well, like you said, I mean, a lot of it is based off of what we see in the marketplace as far as demand from the customer. We get feedback from our marketing department, from our sales department, from customers. We meet at shows or wherever it may be. And we kind of look at an industry as a whole as to kind of where there's spots in the industry where there maybe is a demand for something that really isn't there. We evaluate that through our sales and research, and we basically decide as a group how we're going to progress, as with any of the products that we're going to manufacture. So again, it is a collective group of people that are in the development process, the design process, right down to the finished product. So everything we do is a group effort.
So at a high level, you look at a vehicle, you hear from your customers, your salespeople walk in and say, hey, we got this guy, he wants this. Or these folks have a particular product, but they're missing the boat here, here, and here. Right. So how do you pick up on that?
Again, we look at what is out there in the market. We try to see where there maybe is a deficiency in the market. It's like, maybe there is a good product out there, but maybe it's lacking in some way. So we look at all of that, and then we try to say, can we make this product better? We're not necessarily always concerned with cost as well as, it's not always, can we be the cheapest guys in the market? That's not where we want to be. It's like, can we improve on this product, and can we make a better product for the consumer?
Well, let's step back a minute and let's talk about Mark, because I've heard some interesting stories about you from your fellow employees. And so I'd like to talk about where the company was when you came on board, what kind of products were really the focus at that point, and how you have developed and worked with this group to build the product line to where it is today.
Well, when I first came to ICI, I had met Bob Wolf, the owner, just in passing, and had critiqued some of his product for him, unbeknownst that he was the owner of the company. So I kind of put my foot in my mouth, so to speak. But he took that to heart, and then when we started talking a little bit further, we started bouncing some ideas off of each other about how to improve his product. And being that I came from that kind of a background, eventually Bob and I put together a deal, and I came to work for ICI. When we first started together, they were really transitioning from doing our traditional rocker panels and fender trim and all of our tube products that have been around in the industry for almost 25, 30 years at that point.
Step bumpers, things of that nature.
Correct. So there was, and there wasn't a whole lot of people in the bumper industry at that time. Bob was building some bumpers for customers, kind of on a demand type basis, as they needed something and couldn't get something, we would build it. I came on board, started looking at what we were doing, how we were doing it, the styling, and I really just wanted to take it to a whole different level. So the first thing we really did was our 2010 to 14 Ford Raptor bumper, which went through kind of a metamorphosis. It started as their traditional style bumper that they were building, what I was not happy with. So eventually I won my way, got it to where we wanted it. We really trimmed down, took all the fat out of this thing, made it lean and mean, and we produced a really really great bumper for kind of a racier look to it. And we really, from there, kind of set the benchmark for where we wanted to go.
Well, I know that you guys, style-wise, have a very edgy and very sharp styling, and I like the way it looks on the vehicles. Plus, it really works towards structural integrity, the way you guys assemble these. And when you take a look at the bumpers from the inside, you see things that you don't see on a lot of other bumpers.
Yeah, we put a lot of emphasis on that. The styling is key, but the structural integrity of the bumper also. We always engineer responsibly. We want to make sure that our customers are getting a good product that, when they need this thing, it's actually going to perform for them. We don't do things just haphazardly. We test everything we do. We really spend a lot of time in the development stage. So, one of the things that's kind of slows us down is just that part of our development stage. We're not like a lot of companies where we just jump to market right away with something just to be the first to market. We always want to be the best. You know, our goal is not always let's be first. We want to be the best. So sometimes we're slower to respond on some of that stuff, and sometimes there's engineering hurdles that we have to overcome with the development of a bumper or any of our products for that matter. But we'd rather take our time, do it right, get it right the first time, than build something and have to go back and change it down the road.
Well, those costs escalate and magnify themselves. So when you do it right the first time, you know, proper preparation prevents, you know, the rest. All right, so we're going to get off the beaten path and talk a little bit about our favorite subject, drag racing. You know about it.
Oh, yeah.
Lou Gasparelli, a man who's really important to you. Of course, the Gasparelli team, the alcohol car, legendary in NHRA Division 7, alcohol nationwide for that matter.
Right.
What was your role on the team?
Well, really, when I started with the team, I was just a guy hanging out at the racetrack. You know, I had a mutual friend that was a crew chief on that car, invited me to come out to the racetrack one weekend, and you know, a couple of guys on the team had eaten some Mexican food that didn't agree with them, so they were a little under the weather, and I'm standing around twiddling my thumbs, and you know, I'm like, hey, let me get in there and help you guys out. You know, they're in a thrash. They were out here at Speed World racing in one of the Division 7 races, and I jumped in there and started helping Shelby Day, who was the clutch guy at the time, on the car, and from there I was part of the team. You know, from that day forward, I started you know, working on the car, doing just menial jobs, you know, cleaning the body, cleaning the oil pans, you know, doing the, you know, helping the bottom end guys and stuff out. Next thing you know, I'm working on the car full time, and I became a clutch specialist.
There you go.
You know, and that was my job. Every time that car went down the racetrack, you know, take that thing apart, put a new clutch in it.
It kind of makes sense to me why you ended up being the clutch guy, because
Yeah.
it takes attention to detail, a lot of focus, and you got to be responsible.
Yeah, we had to do our job right. There's no doubt about that.
Yep. All right, well, good to see you again. We'll catch you down the road a little bit. We're back at ICI, checking it out here in Phoenix. It's hot.